All right, everybody. So here's the deal. I'm building a workbench. This is essentially what I've got so far. I created two outer squares just like that. I bought 8 2x4s. My bench is going to have a top there that used to be a countertop, a laminate countertop. I built two squares here. One here is going to be the bottom shelf that I'm going to put on the bottom part of the legs down there. And actually the back of my garage wall there has a concrete lip there, so I had to cut the back legs shorter than the front legs. But anyway, so I built two squares, and then I put the front legs on, and I'm kind of putting the back legs in as I kind of working them in so they're exactly right, but the measurements are going to be a little different. Anyway, it's really simple. This is going to be a very simple bench. On the bottom shelf, I'm going to put some OSB, just I think 3/8 inch. Nothing too sturdy because I'm just putting a bunch of tools on there. It's not too bad. So we're going to put the bottom square on here in a minute, and I'll show you once I do that. I just use 2.5 inch deck screws for this, so I'm hoping that they do just fine as far as holding everything up. And you can see that I put the posts on the inside here. Because of my lip, you can see I don't have much room to put a second post going this way. So I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. If I end up having issues with it sinking or with anything, I will do that later. But I think with this being screwed in here and the post being screwed into that it'll be able to support it as much weight as I'm going to be able to put on it. Again, this is a light workbench. This isn't anything I'm going to be doing heavy work on. So anyway, I will check back in here once we get some more done so that you guys can see more what the finished product looks like. Thanks. Okay, so here's what I've done. I took that second square and I screwed it in here. 2 screws in each front side. Screwed the back side in. I screwed the legs to it. Put a couple in the side here, in the back. It was working out okay. There's the top that I'm probably gonna glue it on. I don't really see any other way to do it. It's gonna be a little rough. I don't know that I want to get, what would that be, almost 4-inch nails. So I'll probably just do glue, like some sort of epoxy. So anyway, I'm gonna cut the bottom board here, like I said, out of OSB. I'm gonna notch out the legs so that it covers the entire space here in the bottom. That way it looks like a good sized shelf, and I think it'll look good. But that's essentially how I did it. I made the 2 squares, I did the top one first, kind of nailed it in. I leveled the legs out so that when I got them straight on all the sides, and I used the factory cut for the bottom part of the legs so that it was always on the ground and was doing good. And then I leveled it out so that I got them going nice. So anyway, that's what they are. That's what it looks like. It's pretty simple. This is not a step-by-step tutorial, but it's really not that hard. And I think, you put a decent amount of screws in it, it'll end up looking decent and staying the way you want it to. So you could obviously do out of the top, you could just do more plywood or something for the top, but since I had this extra piece of laminate, I'm just going to use that. All right, so something else I decided to do. I decided to put a brace right there in the middle, because what I did was I got a 4x4 sheet of the wood here, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna jigsaw it in. Take a jigsaw and cut around the legs and stuff so it looks all nice. But on this middle part, it was kind of flexing a little too much because I got pretty thin board here. And so I wanted to kind of shore up the middle here so it gave it some stability, and so that's what I did. So I put that piece there in the middle of the bottom so that it would give it some base. So here we have the finished product. I told you I was going to cut around the edges there. I did. Get inside there too. So did the same thing over there. This is the finished thing. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Like I said, you just piece it together, figure out what lengths and heights and all that stuff you want. Mine was just 6 feet because that's the size of this top counter that we had left over from when we ripped out our countertops. So I used that length and width and just kind of went off that. It was pretty simple, just a matter of taking my time and measuring right. So there you go.